Greetings, hello, welcome back to Project Zomboid in the Zero to Hero Challenge. Before we go to bed on the first day, I'm gonna do, or try to do, a little bit of exercise. I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to do 60 minutes, but, you know, we gotta work on that fitness and that strength, and exercise is the best way for that. And with no zombie threats anywhere around, barely managed to do 20 minutes. Alright. Yeah, with no zombie threats around, I don't have to worry about exercise fatigue on the next day. And let's see if we can get that regularity up a little bit. Right. I also think, since we're not gonna have much of a threat here, I'm gonna do a very, very cut up episodes kind of style over the next few days. So day one, after clearing and claiming our little place here, is gonna be well, we did wake up after just barely 3-4 hours, because we are wakeful, so we really need a little amount of sleep. So day one is gonna be gathering all the stuff and bringing it here into this place. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna start doing. Let's just make sure that the water bottle is full and we have drunk something. Put that away. I'm just dropping as much weight as possible so I can carry as much as possible. I'll keep a metal pipe on myself just to make sure I'm not gonna run into any surprises. Alright, and let's do some gathering. Quick trip later, and I return with a duffel bag full of goods from the other kitchens. There was definitely, I didn't clean out all the houses. It's really just a matter of getting the fresh food refrigerated. I don't think that needs to be refrigerated. And getting all the other stuff in here. I did also find a single cooking pot, so we have that ready to go. And that took until roughly 5:30, which is perfect. You know, I did say I don't care too much about the cooking show, but if I'm here for it, might as well turn it on. No. Tune in. And then I think it's time we start some reading. Fairly certain, once we watch the fishing show, it's gonna catapult us across level 1 and 2. Well, level 2, rather. And I also won't bother with reading the carpentry show, because the carpentry book, because the show is gonna also push me across here. Fairly certain. Alright, so I'm just gonna sit here, read the book, and watch the cooking show, and then the time until the carpentry show is gonna be spent going around the houses again and getting all the non-food supplies, all clothing items, weapons, tools, and any other books or magazines that I don't have yet. Alright, yeah, I'll get right to that. As it turns out, even a simple trip, while completely over-encumbered, will exhaust you with low fitness. But yeah, so I'm really bringing everything that's of even any sort of remote use over here. And I think for now I'm just gonna do some good old floor organization, throw everything on the ground. We'll sort it out later. This was just everything that was in the southern house. I still need to check to the east. And, you know, it's hard times here, but meat is meat. And if there's some rodent meat available, I'm gonna eat that. I also started to make a habit out of activating foraging mode as I move between the houses to potentially find some chipstones. That allows me to craft metal stone axes. So we can do some chopping, get some tree stumps, and then turn them into spears for some spear fishing. Second house. Not quite done with the second house yet, but I almost forgot to look at the clock and barely made it back here for the carpentry show. Well, it's still the commercials that are running. So just gonna go through this one on 2x speeds. Yeah, woodcraft. And yeah, we're experiencing exercise fatigue here. Minor pain. Turn that off. That almost catapulted me all the way to level 3. Well, let's throw everything again on the ground. Books can actually... already know where that stuff goes, into the bookshelf. So let's start organizing a little bit instead of just throwing everything on the ground. Yeah, another trip to the neighbors for the afternoon. And the eastern house is cleared out, and I'm walking back under fairly heavy load here. I decided to pick up the large metal shelf that was in the garage from over there and put it in my own garage, because then I can have some sort of organization in there. It's a start. It's gonna be a start. So drop that, unequip that. Place it like here. Perfect. And then I think the rest of the start is just gonna be continuing to reading the fishing book and waiting for the evening show. And getting something to eat. And that was the afternoon. Usually, in such a zombie-free area, I spend my time outside reading because, well, that's kind of the safest place to be. And you don't get bored indoors. I chopped down some cereal, so we're keeping our double arrows up going. If we get above 75, we can lose the underweight trait and the negatives that are connected to that. That is not the fishing show. Which might mean we might even complete the book by the time the next actual fishing show comes. Yeah, that's farming XP. That is not terrible. There's also an argument to be made to try to read through Carpentry 2 book in order to have that fully read by the next Carpentry show. But I did pick slow reader, so I know there's only so much I can get here. Well, 1 point in farming is gonna get us going, unless, except we don't have any seeds or anything. So yeah, I think the rest of today is really just gonna be sitting outside, reading, maybe grabbing a snack before I go to bed. And yeah, not much else. And doing then the exercise again before I go to bed. Maybe we'll manage 40 minutes today. Yeah, that's probably day 2. I'll get back to you on day 3. It's the morning of day 3. I overslept a bit. Because we can't set an alarm on this clock, but just in time to pick up some more cooking XP. Did finish the fishing book last night, so let's throw that away. And we'll see how much. I think the morning is just gonna be reading the carpentry book here. and see if I can get that book read by the noon show. Did I miss the cooking show now for some reason? No, I just wasn't enough for a level. Alright, turn that off. Still on double arrows up, but we're hungry. I should really utilize bolts here. And not just, you see, this is 10 and 15. So 25. If I create a fruit salad from that, should get a little bit more value out of this. Maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure if that actually increased the value. It definitely gave me some unhappiness and boredom and all of that, and a lot of thirst reduction. But that's my breakfast, and then I guess we're just gonna chill out here and read our carpentry book. Oh, by the way, there was a hair bow, a hair tie, a hair, whatever it is. Isn't that pretty? Alright, I'll be back. Got about halfway through the carpentry book here. 111 out of 260 pages. Also, we're in pain again. Exercise fatigue. And hungry again. Let's see how much reading we can get done before the show kicks in. That's the show. Still gonna get a positive multiplier as long as we see the arrows here, so it was not completely in vain. This book is obsolete, because now we're at level 2. Which is great, you know, we can build water extractors now. Except we don't have any garbage bags. Water collectors, not extractors. That's a different thing. Alright, that kinda puts me now in a what am I gonna do with the rest of the day kind of situation. Okay, we can read electricity whenever. I could read foraging, but to be honest, foraging is fairly easy to get. I think the time spent on reading that for level 2 is kind of wasted. You're better off foraging that time. Could read fishing, the others are not pressing. So yeah, I think the afternoon got severe pain. Oh, poor girl. I'm gonna spend the afternoon foraging, see if I can get a few more stones. And anything else. And get materials together in order to be able to build. First axe. Let's see, there's first item I find 40 XP. Yeah, we need 150 XP to get the level up, right? Yeah, that's not worth spending 6 hours reading a book. Well, I get back to you in the evening of day 2. Well, it's not quite the evening, but I just found another item. Well, I found several other items. Got a bunch of chipstones and stones, tree branches, twigs, and that was enough to get to level 2 foraging. So yeah, definitely much faster than reading the book for 6 hours and then picking up 1 item, because now I also have 8 items. And yeah, with the chipstone, tree branch, and I think some either ripped sheets or sheet ropes, I can then craft a stone axe, which might last long enough to chop down 1 tree. Which I might actually do. Let me see. Stone axe. Yeah. Ripped sheet. Which we definitely found. And then I can chop down a tree and use that to make some sword into planks with the saws, one of the saws that we have. Oh, there's no foraging area here, okay. And then use some knives, which I actually might take stone knives. With the other chipped stones that I have. To not ruin my kitchen knives. And yeah, turn that into spears, and then do some spear fishing in the evening. When it's the best fishing hour. Although there's something to be said that I should level up first, or read the level 2 book after the fishing show. But then again, the advantage of doing some fishing even without the show, the book, is I might get a fish, and you know, anything fresh that we catch and eat means I'm not eating anything of my non-perishable reserves. Alright, I'll figure something out, and I'll be back then. Okay. With stone axe in hand, and let's see if that's good enough to chop down a whole tree. I did have 2 chipped stones and 2 branches, so I have a spare axe if this one is not going to survive this ordeal. Slightly concerned. Oh boy, yes. We got it. With this tree branch, I can make a... Can I not make a stone knife? Oh, I also need a chipstone for that. Well, I did bring out my kitchen knife, so... let's actually turn the planks here into spears. I have 2 kitchen knives, so using up 1 to make a bunch of spears here. Because it loses durability of each spear we create. Yeah. And yeah, so... Yeah, we're not going to leave the broken items just on the ground. Right. Oh, I'm missing my... No, fishing show. Hopefully I just missed the commercials. Okay, welcome back. Ooh, that was almost a disaster.
If you were going to be on Fast News Sunday, I got a lot of
got from level 1 all the way up to level 3. And every level on fishing is really a skill where every level really counts, especially if you're spear fishing, because your chance to catch something with spears is really, really low. I'm gonna take 2 of those spears out with me. The lemon as a snack. I also should probably start putting some of that stuff here. And then also cooking some of that stuff up. That away. All the way. Axe away. Ooh, I think the main problem is with the fishing. This gate it's open actually. Wonderful. So very often it's not. And then you have to bash down that gate, because with 0 fitness and 0 strength, you will not jump over that gate. Oh, and then I guess we're gonna step the water for an hour or 3. Got a fish. A second fish. Oh, that's good enough. Probably barely any XP from that. Well, that's fine. So fishes are going to be important because having a meat-based or fish-based diet also will give us then more XP for our exercises. So yeah, even though I do have both going up and we are at 75, which still counts as underweight, I guess we need to go to 76. Let's eat like a quarter of that ham. Like, I don't want to go to bed hungry. Also kind of pointless eating up high-calorie food. When we're already with double chevrons up. Alright. Exercise time. 22:40. And we make it 50 minutes. Alright, that's not terrible. And like that ends day 3. Yeah, I think it was day 3. And that's the amount of sleep you need with Wakeful. So, early morning, I guess. Now, I'm not sure if there's any point doing exercises more than once per day. Just doing the exercise, you know, resting, doing the exercise again. Let me actually have a quick look at the wiki if there's anything about this. I can't find anything that says only once per day. So I'm just gonna drop that. Like, you always unequip your backpack when you do exercises anyway, but I don't want that in my main inventory because then I'm over encumbered. So yeah, I guess we'll do a little bit morning exercise here. Until we're 100% fully exhausted. And gain +1 strength. I'm just gonna sit on the ground. Till we're fully rested. And then exercise again? That can't be healthy. But hey, our regularity is going up very quickly. I guess, I mean, you can really only do that if you're not having to fight any zombies, eh? And we can rest here while watching the cook show. Great day. And then I think then I'm gonna spend the morning doing some more fishing. Morning of fishing later, we return with quite a catch, I must say. More fish, some small bait fish, socks and shoes. And now the pain sets in. I'm fairly certain while you have the exercise fatigue pain, you cannot exercise anymore. And just in time for my second favorite thing of the day, the carpentry show. Now that XP gain is gonna slow down here, as you need more and more XP to actually get the level up. So we do have the carpentry XP bonus from starting as a construction worker, but it's not gonna be enough here to make really a difference. Like, if we get every other show, we probably will get to 5. I don't think we'll get to 6, but that's a really good head start, I think. We lost the underweight effect, but we also lost the up chevrons, so I think we've earned some ice cream. And welcome back. And we had severe pain. So I think I'll take it slow in the afternoon here. And what are we doing? Am I gonna get a negative penalty to this from pain? No. I think I'm gonna spend some time foraging. Although, let me double check if I had the second foraging book. No. By the way, I did check this radio and another radio that I picked up. Fortunately, neither of them have the emergency frequencies. I'm not sure if there was a radio up here somewhere. Oh, I saw one in one of the end tables. No, fortunately not. I think this is a TV. Yeah. Check the car radio, because of course it is relatively safe here, but if the helicopter comes, I probably want to be on an even safer spot, which is just further up the shoreline. Just walk up the shoreline to the very edge of the river, where the river makes a bend. And you're as far away from any zombie spawn outside of random spawns as you can be. Yeah, no emergency channel. There is a way to get the emergency channel outside of finding it on a random radio, which is going through the whole frequency band, tuning in, and then checking if it says their automated emergency channel or if it just says, well, nothing really, because then you can find the channel. That sounds a little bit tedious, and it is. Just double checking if I missed picking up a radio over here. In this place, doors are hard. No, doesn't look like it. Oh well, I'll figure something out. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go through the tedious process of finding the radio or if we're just gonna sit inside. And if it comes, maybe I'll do the whole hide inside thing. So yeah, I'm gonna do some reading here for the afternoon, then get inside for the evening show, and then do some more fishing out here. Because on the other side, the fishing abundance is getting lower. It refreshes every day, so it's nothing too worrisome. Oh, that's loud. More than $7 billion was spent to tackle some of the worst problems in developing countries, such as poverty, disease, and... Think, what do we have today? As part of the conference, Mr. Clinton agreed to his first one-on-one interview ever on Fox News Sunday. Oh, is that the show that doesn't give anything? Which is the story from Everest Base Camp, Everest Base Camp. Yeah, okay. Thank you, fishing guy. Dean, I'm disappointed. I really wish I had a second bottle. It's a high first character. You go through agony. Yeah, maybe I overdid it a little bit with that training. Alright, what I didn't overdo it with is fishing. Stabbing the water. I'll be back. As the day comes to a close, I run into a little issue with the whole excessive exercising we've been doing today. You can't sleep while in pain. So I'm gonna have to wait until this goes to minor pain. Yes, at least we can read in the meantime. And we might then miss the cooking show in the morning, but yeah, again, cooking definitely not a priority. Minor pain. And I think I'm just gonna stick to exercising, I don't even know, maybe in the late afternoon, evening, so that the pain and fatigue is gonna be overnight or gonna have dropped off by morning. But yeah, I think this is gonna be my routine for a little bit. Anyone in there? Cook show, a little bit of fishing, a little bit of foraging. Exercise, carpentry show, and the same thing. There's one thing I want to do though. I'll probably do that on the next day, which is there is here on the other side of that lake is a little fishing hut, Ben's cabin. And that should be, even though you have to kind of go through scary forest, that should all be pretty much empty. There might, of course, be zombies spawning in the hut. So actually, on second thought, since we don't have exercise fatigue today, since we didn't exercise last night, maybe that's something to do now. In the book here. I'm not gonna speed up here. And I'm fairly certain that there shouldn't be any zombies in the woods in this area of the map. But the cabin is its own little thing. And using this walk tool means that your character will kind of try to, or do its best to avoid any trees. Also, if we didn't have an axe, then you have a chance here to find logs in that log pile. This is, I'm sure any zombie inside would have made themselves noticed by now, right? Because this is probably the worst kind of window drop-in you can ever do. Alright, we do have fishing rods. That is definitely jackpot. And you might also notice there's a antique oven here. And another fishing rod, some traps, a third fishing rod. Holy crap. Alright, 6 fishing rods. That's kind of insane loot here. Well, this is kind of useful. I don't have a hammer with me anyway to take it, right? I think I need a hammer to pick that up. Yeah, didn't bring one. We do have a fireplace in our living room, so there's really very little point to take that. Yeah, little adventure to Ben's cabin. And I think then it's back to reading, watching TV, and getting something to eat. And I'll get you back after the carpentry show. Carpentry show got us almost to level 5. So yeah, we have a few more days of shows to watch. And almost done with the fishing book. So I think I'm going to spend the afternoon reading that book, probably doing some foraging once that is done, and then watching the evening show, and then some fishing, maybe with an actual fishing rod this time. Afternoon of foraging was a pretty good success here. What you don't see is various berries and mushrooms that I just threw away because we don't know what is poisonous and what isn't. And yes, this house is at the moment a mess. The big pile in the garage and the big pile here, I don't like it, but it is what it is. Also, I'm done with the fishing book, so let's get a different book that I can read while watching TV. I guess electrical. And yeah, it was actually enough, by the way, for a level up in foraging. So, you know, we can definitely survive out here with anything we find via foraging and the fishing we pick up. It's the long-term survival that's the problem at the moment, due to lack of electricity, gas, etc., etc. Now, I still have in mind that there was this zombie group with the survivor zombie with the big backpack. I just don't want to go too far away from the house at the moment while I want to catch the shows. You know, this is very different from any other playthrough I've done so far, where I didn't care about the shows, but here I think every little bit helps. So I want to catch them whenever I can. I'm not even sure that show gave me anything really. What? So yeah, I'll do... Let's spend then the evening with... Give me one of those rods. And I guess at the moment we only have fishing tackles. Which is a little bit wasteful, you know what? I need to find a few more insects that I can use as bait. And until then, we're just gonna continue spear fishing. Now it says here fishing abundance is 10, but that only updates after you do fishing for the first time. And yeah, that's pretty much, you know, the gameplay right now. And even those few catches were enough to again over-encumber me. Well, being hungry also doesn't help. Oh, looking on that front. I think we should be still... No, at the moment, no arrows. Maybe it's time. Yeah, it definitely is time. You know what? Let's go slice all those fishes into fillets. 25 weight, and I'm gonna cook all of them up here. Except for those that I couldn't. I'm not even sure you can use... Well, the little bait fish you can use for fishing. So maybe we do that. And that's cooking XP. Every item you cook gives you some cooking XP. So, how about we make a salad from a random fish with some random fish? And yeah, apparently we have some sunflower seeds, some vegetable oil. You know, add a third fish, eat it. And oh boy, we're going to be eating fish salad for days. Gives me double arrows up. And just like that, another day comes to an end here. And I think with the burpees for the day being done and complete, we're gonna call it an episode here. So that was 3 days. It doesn't tell me because we don't have a digital watch. It doesn't tell me how long I've survived so far. 3 days of survival, 0 to hero, and we'll continue that for the next few days, at least until either the shows are over and or the helicopter comes. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.